Hallöchen, ich bin Gaangogaming von den Nightshift Boys. Willkommen zurück zu Assemble with Care. Ja, in der letzten Folge waren wir auf dem Food Festival, haben Joseph und Izzy getroffen am Stand von Carmen, die ihre Suppe probiert haben und sehr überzeugt davon waren. Und Carmen ist ein bisschen sauer auf Helena, weil diese nicht da war wie versprochen. Aber ich denke mal, Helena war auf dem Flohmarkt auf dem Festival, um die Sachen zu verkaufen. Und dann wollen wir mal sehen, ob sich das Ganze heute aufklärt. Kapitel 11, Harmonie.
The festival finished. I only had one day left before I had to catch my train and leave Bellariva behind. I couldn't go without saying goodbye to Carmen. So, that evening, I made my way to the cafe. It was unrecognizable. She'd done it. Best food in Bellariva. Half the town was outside waiting to see what the fuss was about.
Maria! My favorite sous chef. Come on through.
It was Carmen, acting every inch the successful cafe owner she deserved to be. Even Helena was there, serving the coffees. This was the last place I expected to see her after yesterday's drama. Carmen led me through to a balcony upstairs, where she brought out an old record player.
I found out where Helena was on the day of the festival. She was selling her camera to clear the cafe's debts. But then she didn't have much left for herself. So, I've asked her to come and stay with me for a while. We have a lot of catching up to do. I wanted to give her this, to cheer her up. We listened to it all the time when we were kids. Do you think it has one last tune in it?
Ach, wie schön, dass sich das Ganze klärt. Dann wollen wir ihr den Gefallen doch tun und gucken mal, dass wir den Plattenspieler zum Laufen kriegen.
Okay, let's see what happens when we turn this on. The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring.
Okay,
The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring.
aber wie machen wir das? Okay, wir können den Deckel abnehmen, die Platte runter. Na,
Here's
da
the
haben
problem.
wir's.
This wiring isn't connected properly.
So, aber wie muss es verbunden sein? Ich denke mal, das muss dahin.
The speaker isn't connected properly.
Okay,
I should check the wiring.
jetzt das Kabel hier rüberspannen. Ändert das was? Sieht nicht so aus. Okay. Gucken mal, was wir hier noch alles auseinandernehmen können. Ja, wir können viel auseinandernehmen. Das scheint richtig zu sein, das scheint richtig zu sein und das scheint richtig zu sein.
The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring. The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring.
Da kann auf jeden Fall noch ein Kabel dran. Wo muss der dran? Nehmen wir das mal erstmal wieder ab. Vielleicht dahin. Es blinkt jetzt rot. Wenn wir das hier mit. Okay.
That's the speed dial connected. Now we should be able to change it.
Gut, Geschwindigkeit können wir jetzt ändern. Wo können wir denn noch ein Kabel anstecken? Ach, ich sehe es. Dann das da rein.
I think that should do it. This record should play beautifully.
Dann setzen wir doch schnell alles zusammen. Und machen an.
It's spinning the wrong way. How can I get it to play in the right direction? It must be to do with the motor. Let's see if one of these spares can turn things around.
Okay. Dann nehmen wir doch nochmal alles auseinander. Das Gummiband. Das
If I turn the volume up, I should be able to hear it now.
Okay, der Motor war nicht richtig. 57W0. Das ist der richtige Motor. Das müsste doch jetzt stimmen.
Well, it's playing in the right direction. I should check it's turning at the correct speed.
Of these days, the sweetest words I've ever heard.
The record player's crackling tune must have caught Helena's ear, as she appeared a few moments later.
Is that my old record player? I can't believe you've kept it all these years, Carmen.
Leaning over the music, they looked just like the young sisters the slide projector had preserved all these years, inseparable once again. Carmen told me about your camera. That was a really generous thing to do.
I loved that camera, but I love my sister more. Now it's her time to be the person she wants to be. I'm going to stay here with her for a while. Make up for lost time.
Carmen and Helena's relationship wasn't suddenly going to be perfect, but they were both prepared to try. And to think, it had all started because of a call Carmen made about some seasoning tips. I guess in the end, maybe it wasn't so hard to just pick up the phone and dial. I hadn't spoken to my own parents in a year. I wanted to hear their voices more than anything. But the silence between us was so cavernous. I didn't know how I'd ever find the words to bridge it.
Ach, Maria, das erfährst du nur, wenn du es versuchst. Aber ich denke mal, darauf läuft es am Ende auch hinaus. So, väterlicher Nachklang, Kapitel 12. Das klingt so, als würde es zu Joseph und Izzy gehen. Denn da gibt es ja auch noch ein bisschen was zu klären.
My final morning in Bellariva, I received one last call out to Joseph and Izzy's house. I knew I had to pack, but I figured I could squeeze in one final job before I had to leave. When I arrived, I found Joseph tidying up his wilderness of a garden. The playhouse was already cleared. Inside, I could see Izzy happily testing out her screw-driving skills on the back of her cassette deck.
You've made quite the impression. Izzy, tells me she's going to be a repairwoman like Maria.
I'm sure she could be anything she wanted if she put her mind to it.
She could. She's a brilliant child. Spending the day with her at the festival, I haven't had so much fun in ages. I wanted to give her something before she starts to forget.
Inside, the house was transformed, flooded with light and the sounds of the garden. It felt alive again. This would be my last repair in Bellariva, but it felt like it was the house that had really been restored.
It's a music box. It used to play beautifully, but now when I wind it up, nothing happens. I'd love for Izzy to hear it sing again. Can you help?
Aber natürlich können wir helfen. Dann schauen wir uns das doch mal an. Machen wir mit dem Schlüssel auf. So, da haben wir es doch schon. Auf jeden Fall hier die Scheibe auswechseln.
Maria, could you add this family picture of us?
Natürlich. Das machen wir aber erst zum Schluss. Wir gucken erstmal in die Uhr rein. Okay, das ist wohl irgendwo festgeschraubt. Ah, okay. Nee. Wir wollen das Innenleben rausholen. Das nämlich weglegen und guck mal, was hier los ist.
This mechanism is completely broken. I'll need to take it all apart before I can fix it.
Dann. Nehmen wir doch mal alles auseinander hier. Können wir hier noch irgendwas abnehmen? Sieht nicht so aus. Okay, dann die Trommel wieder rein. Gucken, dass wir die Räder ordentlich verbinden. Ich hoffe, das passt so. Ich hoffe sehr, das stimmt jetzt. Okay, das haben wir, das haben wir. Was haben wir jetzt hier? Das kommt gleich oben drauf. Dann setzen wir das mal wieder rein. Können wir die schon mal Probe laufen lassen? Okay, das klingt doch schon mal nicht schlecht. Dann kommt das oben drauf. Dann die Drehplatte. Das Bild können wir schon mal reinkleben. Das da drüber festschrauben. Hier kommen auch schon mal wieder die Schrauben rein. Waren die hier drin? Waren sie nicht? Ach, Quatsch. Hier waren die Schrauben drin. Das können wir hier rausholen. Können wir das zusammensetzen. Das kommt dann hier oben drauf. Und Probelauf. Okay, da passiert nichts. Das ist nicht so gut. Ah, okay, wir können die Rädchen auch jetzt rausholen. Zumindest das große. Schade, ich hatte gehofft, es klappt so. Gut, dann müssen wir das Ganze nochmal aufschrauben. müssten sich eigentlich alle Zahnräder drehen. Ja.
Perfect. The mechanism is good as new. I think that's everything back together again. I should play it to make sure.
So, dann gucken wir sie jetzt nochmal. Ich habe die doch gerade aus Versehen zugeklappt. So. Dann schauen wir doch mal.
My wife used to sing this song to Izzy each night before bed, but I always worked too late to join them. Will you dream a dream for me? If I sit by your side and hold you so tight, know that I will always love you, even though we both know that we must say goodnight. I've missed so much already. I want to be the father my wife wanted me to be. I've ended up so much like my own father, working all the time. Izzy needs me more than that, especially now it's just the two of us. My daughter comes first. Well, until she gets bored of her stuffy old dad anyway.
I'll never ever get bored of you, Dad.
Izzy came running into the room where Joseph scooped her up and onto his shoulders. She gazed at the music box, her eyes shining. I'd never seen her look so happy.
Thank you, Maria, for everything. The things you fixed for me. I'm so glad to have them back.
Joseph was a good father, and I could tell he was determined to be an even better one. When it came down to it, that was all any of us wanted. A second chance to make something right. My time in Bellariva was almost over, but before I left, I knew there was something of my own I needed to fix.
So, das letzte Kapitel machen wir dann in dieser Folge jetzt auch noch. Kapitel 13. Abreise.
My time in Bellariva was almost at an end. Another chapter finished in a story whose ending I hadn't felt ready to write. The people I'd met, the items I'd restored, they'd taught me so much about what was really important. Pulling out my suitcase from beneath the bed, I remembered the day I stole it from my parents' shop, the day I left. Afterwards, I was too ashamed to call them, to apologize. It was a guilt I'd been carrying around every day since. As I packed, I knew that it was up to me to find a way to lighten the load.
Okay, dann packen wir unsere Tasche.
Izzy gave me this in exchange for my repair manual. She'll be a pro in no time. Helena gave me these designer shirts. Not sure I'll pull them off as well as she does.
Wie schön, dass wir von überall jetzt auch was haben.
The recipe for Carmen's special. I'm under strict instructions to guard it with my life. Joseph's idea of light reading for the train. It does look thorough. my train ticket. Can't believe it's time to leave Bellariva behind.
Jetzt das Foto einpacken. Nicht.
The soundtrack to my travels. I'll be listening to this on the journey. My parents would love Bellariva. Maybe I can convince them to make the trip. My suitcase was full, but it was my heart that felt heavy as I made my way to the station. I was sorry to be leaving Bellariva behind, but I hoped that in my own small way I'd made a difference. Elena and Carmen's reunion was possible because they'd learned to overcome their differences. Joseph had realized he shouldn't let his grief or his work get in the way of his relationship with Izzy. They'd each learned to see things from someone else's perspective. Maybe it was time I saw things through my parents' eyes. I knew it would be easier to jump on the next train, put even more distance between us, but I finally felt ready to talk to them. I just didn't know did I even remember their number? I wasn't sure until I reached for the phone and it all came flooding back.
Dann wählen wir die Nummer.
Mom? Dad?
Maria? Is that you?
Das war Assemble with Care. Ich hoffe, es hat euch genauso gefallen wie mir. Es war wirklich eine sehr schöne Geschichte, sehr toll erzählt, wunderschön illustriert. Und die kleinen Reparaturspielchen waren auch echt angenehm. Ja, das hat mir sehr gut gefallen. Wenn ihr das Spiel selber spielen möchtet, der Link zur Steam-Seite ist in der Beschreibung. Das Spiel ist auch gar nicht so teuer, unter 10 Euro. Und ja, da würde ich sagen, kann man die Entwickler gerne unterstützen. Das haben die wirklich sehr schön gemacht. Und dann würde ich sagen, wenn es dir gefallen hat, lass einen Daumen nach oben da. Du darfst gerne subscriben und die Glocke aktivieren, um auch kein anderes Video mehr zu verpassen. Und dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Bis dahin, tschüss.